Bippity boppity. Boppity boo. Bippity boppity turning a zoo. Bip bop. Cinderella III, A Twist in Time was released on February 6, 2007. It was produced in the DisneyToon Studio, and of course, this would be their last film before they closed down the studio. The equipment was auctioned off once again once this movie was released, which is funny because Cinderella II, which was mostly made in Japan, that studio closed shortly after that movie released. So I guess we're just coming back full circle.
To remain true to the original film and at the same time offer some new twists and surprises for audiences today.
Anyway, welcome to my 24th. Oh man, I only have one left, then I'm out of my misery. Disney direct to DVD, RIP, VHS sequel movie reviews. Of course, most of the voice actors from the second movie came back to reprise their roles here because, well, but let me tell y'all, this film blew me away. At least as much as a second sequel to a Cinderella movie can do. It's actually a sequel and not a BS 3-episode TV show smashed into a movie. I couldn't really find many behind the scenes because the DVD don't really got them, so enjoy whatever the hell is behind me right now. While this film is like crazy fun, it does have a lot of plot holes, but we'll explain more of that everything at the end. So let us begin. Let's go. Open shot Disney castle. Hold on. There's the modern castle here. It looks like we've made it this far for their transition into modern Disney, so lovely. Walt Disney Pictures presents Castle. We have a narrator, Cindy herself, narrating her own story.
That girl?
Cinderella III, A Twist in Time. Would you believe me if I say we start with a song?
I'm a princess and a wife, all because I fit a shoe.
So we got Prince Charming joins in, calling her a perfect wife, putting on her perfect shoes. Everything is just perfect here. We transition to the ugly sisses just cleaning, singing about how much they hate their lives. Well, I guess the ending of the last movie didn't matter because I guess now they're doing all the chores. So we get the Anastasia shot. She continues the song as she sees the happy lovebirds just riding away and wishing she had someone to love, which, pause, do you remember when I did Cindy 2 and it was mostly about Anastasia and her finding love with that baker guy in town? Yeah, what happened to him? Just wanted to point that out. Did they break up? Did he die? I guess we'll never know. The fairy godmom finishes the song with the mice. She does this spell to turn Cindy into her dress, and Anastasia was following them.
So that's how Cinderella did it. Magic.
So the title is starting to make sense here. So when the song ends, for some reason, the godmother throws her wand out of excitement and it just lands right in front of her. Very convenient, no comment here. So she takes it and shows evil stepmom and evil stepsis. They're just like, it's a stick. She must be dumb.
A stick.
Ooh, let's beat her with it.
They don't think that the magic works. And then out of nowhere, fairy godmom just shows up, tries to take it from her, and ends up turning Lucifer into a duck, I guess a hybrid, then turns fairy godmom into a statue. Uh-oh. Well, it's free game now. Stepmom's got it.
No more laundry.
Power, riches, revenge.
Oh.
So she does her spell right into the air. I guess bippity boppity is the only phrase you can say when you're using the wand. So she, of course, wishes that all of Cinderella's happiness never happened. No shoes, no prince, no happily ever after, blah, 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 just misery. So we technically just went back in time to the first movie when the Grand Duke came looking for the mysterious girl to try on the shoes. Of course, the shoes don't fit, but with a little bippity boppity.
It fits. It fits.
Shout out to the foot. We are in for a treat this time, guys.
And some might say it's all because of a shoe.
All because of a shoe.
All because of a shoe.
I mean, will the other shoe fit? Who knows? So I guess Cindy overheard all this. She comes down to say, wait, it was me who danced with the bro. She also has the other slipper, but then evil stepmom was like, nuh-uh, breaks it. Oops. We're getting like real villainy here, guys. So her sadness makes her sing a song. She sings about the good old times when her life was perfect. as in last night, Gus and Ja, they say, hey, well, you just gotta dance with him and all will be solved. Big brain here. I paused it on this shot because, damn, the animators were cooking here. Shout out Australia, also RIP Australia, but RIP DisneyToons. What a valiant effort they have done for us. So like by the end of the song, we're at the castle that's not hers anymore. She sneaks in with a cheese wheel and we run into Prudence from the second movie. I didn't think I remember her name, but also the second movie. Hold up again. So are we not reconnecting this to the second movie, or are we? Because that's where she was introduced, but I guess Anastasia didn't really like the baker after all. Or I guess technically now that hasn't happened yet because we're back in time. I don't know. I still want to know what happened with the guy. Anyway, she's back. She's still patrolling. Cindy says she's the royal mouse catcher and she's like, there's no mice here.
Been a single solitary.
Tarzan reference. Man, these sequels do have a lot of Tarzan references though. So back with the prince and the dad, they are sparring. A lot of character development here for the prince. Like he has a lot of lines in these like 2 minutes of scenes when he is introduced, more than like the other two movies combined. They're talking about the mysterious girl and love, and we actually get to see what the prince's mom looks like. She's ginger. The horns go off. The princess has been found. Charming is excited as hell. She walks in the room.
Your Highness.
Hello. Am I in the right room?
The way I couldn't hold my excitement of laughter was a lot for me here. Perfect writing. He was expecting someone else. His excuse is maybe more than one girl can fit the slipper, which is what I'm saying. But like canonically in the first movie, he was like, there's only one girl that has a shoe size. But then again, I think maybe he was just dumb. But evil stepmom puts that spell on him, makes him forget all about Cindy. Well, now we love each other.
Is you?
Anastasia.
Anastasia.
Bro marries her on the spot. She overhears her fake family and Lucifer, literally my favorite character. R.I.P. his love interest from the second movie. Wonder what happened to her. The prince walks past her. She chases Bugnet. Also pause, because now, wow, we are cooking. She drops the net. They stare at each other. His eyes turn green. There's potential there, but he says he's married the ugly sis. Heartbreak. Prudence cock blocks them, says, hey, get the mice, dummy. Locks her in the, I don't even know where this is. So the mouse boys run down to tell what the fuck is happening to Cinderella. So of course they did their due diligence, a little rundown of what they told Cinderella. Wand was stolen by bad lady, magic on prince, magic on foot, godmother dead technically, etc.
Boys, we have to get that wand.
An interesting challenge that we had was figuring out how to incorporate the mice into the story. Of course, in the film, you're able to have human-sized Cinderella and the little mice, but on stage, you're not going to be able to see the mice.
I paused it on this shot of Lucifer just because I really love the Lucy content. The uglies fight each other, call each other's pigs, spit in their faces. By the way, Lucifer's on Anastasia's side.
Are we in the right room?
So fast forward a tiny bit. It's time to practice their dance for the wedding. She doesn't dance much.
I'll never forget when I first touched your hand.
All right, so another little conundrum, confusion in this movie is the hand scenarios here, okay? Apparently, touching hands makes the connection of knowing if it's real love or not. I don't know what this means, but she fucks up the entire dance, and he still loves her, and that's all that matters. Also, just want to point this out, a little funny scene here where the king says after the dance he wanted to speak to Anastasia alone, and he just kind of walks backwards with his tiny little head bouncing. I just found that funny. Mr. Prince Charming explains how when he felt her hand, he felt nothing. So back with the king and Ginger, he tells her she's like a horrid dancer, but she reminds him of his wife. And you know, let's pause here for a second because I have a little theory here, a relevant theory. But my theory is that looking at the prince or the king's wife is that she looks an awfully lot like Anastasia, not because of the hair, but like what if he was put under a spell to marry his wife back in the day when he was younger, and this is just a repeat of that? I don't know, it could be a cool theory. a film theory. He gives her a shell. It's the queen. It was his wife's most prized possession. He continues off when she held her hand and he knew it was her. So this hand theory is like another thing that I won't get into, but she runs off talking about how, of course I do, in song form, which, not gonna lie, the little scenes with Anastasia and the king they're kind of wholesome. So we're finally back to Cindy. She sees the ugly stepsis, Drizella. I haven't even said her name yet. Yeah, she's useless in all of these movies. She's messing with the wand. Like, she really is the ugliest one. So like, they lock the wand in a case. And so the mice sneak in to get the key to open the case to get the wand. But on the way, they put my boy Lucifer's tail on fire. How can they do this to my boy? But of course, he's causing a ruckus around the room. They put him out, so thank God. Cindy dresses as the housekeeping. The mice use the key to get the wand, but shit.
Isn't that right, Cinderella?
I didn't know you worked here.
Bro, the comedy in this movie is gold. They run out on foot, the guards and all. They turn my boy Lucifer into a jack in the box. Lucifer, no. And then they turn him into an ant, and boy howdy, can he still fight. And then they turn him into a big cat. So the next scene, the mice toss Cindy the wand. She's about to do the spell, and then...
Flip the spell. Let him remember.
So Mr. Charming is still confused as hell. She tries to grab his hand and he felt just a little bit of something. They take her away. He just hopes she'll be safe. So this next scene had me cracking up the whole 10 seconds it was on screen. But Mr. Charming goes to talk to his father. But there's a mirror in the room. And, well, let's just continue the conversation. After that, the mice get his attention and they tell him to follow him. Bro's like, yo, shit, first it was the birds, now the mice. Now he knows something's up. Gus Jock explained to the prince the only way they know how, through song. This scene, also iconic if you ask me. So they recreate the entire encounter with Cindy and tell him he's on a spell. They're very good actors. The song ends...
Magic.
Everything's explained now. So this Cinderella is the one that he has to find. So he runs off to tell his papa that he has to go find Cinderella on the night of his wedding because the mice told him so.
But the talking mice say she's the wrong girl.
Bro might be under a little something. Dad is rightfully confused. He forbids him to take another step down these stairs. And guys, when I tell you the greatest part in this film, no, an animation history is this part.
I forbid you to take another step down these stairs!
Okay.
Let's play that one more time, but in slow motion. I really want to know the animator that did this. So he rides out of there. Father couldn't trust him, but he's still more worried about the talking mice.
Send the troops after him at once, Your Majesty.
No. Let him go. Let him go.
I guess a change of heart. So back with Cindy, she's boarding the ship that's taking her, I don't really know where. It's a pretty cinematic and sad, so she sings during it. Something about the songs in this movie here, they're very short, 30 seconds, the majority of them, it feels like. And they just kind of add the perfect amount of do more of this. Regardless, the boat's starting to sail off and Prince Charming follows it, and he does get some airtime. Bro just really loves flying. The birds must have gotten to him. But this magnificent jump got him on the ship. He walks up to her, just standing there. They touch hands. He remembers everything. Is the spell gone or not? I don't know. Probably not. But touching hands did make the clouds go away, so magic. This movie just keeps getting better. My man kneels down, pops the question right away. Will you marry me, Cinderella?
Yes. Actually, it's Cinderella.
This might be world record for Disney princess marriages. They make it back. They tell him there's bad people up there. Shit's getting real, like music and all. The evil people use magic to disappear. Don't know where. But since they couldn't find them, they're like, well, oh, fuck it. I guess we'll just continue on with the wedding anyways, the same night. So what the fuck? So as Cindy is getting dressed for a wedding, stepmom and Lucifer. They walk in, then she brings out, this is a little, you think the movie was done, but there's there's a twist in time, as they say. She brings out Anastasia, got turned into a doppelganger of Cindy, which this is just fucked up. Not by like a story standard, but like Anastasia must really think she's ugly to have to go with this. She just wants what she has, and then the evil mom bippities her out there into a pumpkin. This is a very weird sight, y'all. But then it turns into a carriage. She sends Lucifer to make sure they don't come back alive. Another fucked up part of this movie is she turns Lucifer into a man, which no, I don't like it. I don't like it. Turn him back, please.
Lucifer?
So after some failed attempts to stop the carriage, Cindy just does this.
Bad kitty.
Fucking bad kitty. She jumps on the horse, misses death. Now it's time to get back to that wedding. They really made her like a badass in this film. So as they're pulling up, also great shot, just wow. This is what I like to see. So a crazy turn of events here. Cinderella busts in. Anastasia's realizing she can't say I do. She says, I don't. So a crazy stepmom, bippity boppities all over the place, turning everyone into animals. We do got to keep it rated G here, guys. And she's about to turn Cinderella into a frog. Then our star of the show, Mr. Prince Charming himself, ricochets the bolt into them, and oof. Must be a really powerful sword. And then just to rub it in Anastasia's face more, she tells him this is her true love, and she just kind of mopes away, which again, what happened to the baker guy in the second film? It seems like they had a connection there. So she bippity boppities herself back to her normal self. Then Cindy brings the godmother back, which you fucking remember her. She's still around. We get the recreated iconic dress shot turning, I fell into her. And she asks if they want to return to their normal lives.
Me to return you to your former lives.
Former lives?
Oh, never mind.
Does this mean the whole first movie doesn't happen anymore? Because this is wild. What would Walt think? The guy makes them married before he passes out, because what the fuck is all this? But they kiss, and we get a shot of the castle with the fireworks, classic, and they all fall in love, happily ever after, again, fade to black, and by golly, that's Cinderella III, a twist in time. Man, I like this one a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I think I found my favorite out of the 24 I've done so far. There's only one left. The credits have some pictures in them. There's some cute shots in there. Hold on. Would you look at that? Is that the baker? What is he doing here? We need explanations, movie. What is he doing here? So there's a little mid-credit scene in this, believe it or not. It's with the evil stepsis, Drizella, and evil mom, and they get turned into maids from their frog things. I guess they're maids now in the castle. I don't really know. But then and then the real credits start. So a lot of questions here. Of course, it ends with the DisneyToons logo RIP. This might be the last time we see this, guys. I don't know if it's going to be in the final film I do next week. So we'll see. I guess I'm not the only one, because this film, believe it or not, got some mostly positive to mixed reviews, which is like a 71, which might be the highest one I've seen out of these sequel movies. Of course, the DVD does have some games. There's the bippity boppity game, which you got to get the wand and use it on things. So they're just kind of giving everyone a wand at this point. There's some questions mixed in with it. Another game called Cinderella's Ballroom DVD ROM, which I don't know what this is, because it says to insert it into a computer, which I sure as hell ain't doing that. A music video called I Still Believe. It's the credit song sung by Hayden Panettiere, I think is how you say your name. So fun there. Yeah, the only behind the scenes here is this thing called the backstage at the Disney Cruise Line Twice Charmed.
It's grand, it's live, and there's only one place you can see it. Twice Charmed, an original twist on the Cinderella story, is a Broadway-style musical created especially for Disney Cruise Line.
which is like the Disney Cruise Line musical of this film. It's just the behind the scenes of that, which has nothing to do with the making of this movie, which I don't know why they didn't have a behind the scenes of this. You would think with their last movie they'd want to, you know, go all out. So I guess we'll just throw up some fucking Disney Cruise Line Cinderella footage.
A new character in Twice Charmed that you don't see in Cinderella III, and this is Franco de Fortunato, Lady Tremaine's wicked fairy godfather.
I don't know if this film was inspired by that musical or vice versa, but it must have.
For some plot holes and inconsistencies.
Bruno the Bloodhound from the first two films, remember him, is not in this film despite, you know, he played a major role in getting the key to Cinderella. And this film, of course, if you haven't guessed already, contradicts the second film as the Tremaines, which I don't think I've ever said their fucking last name in all these movies. The Tremaines fallen into poverty at the start of the film, and at the end Anastasia becomes kind to Cinderella, and the bad lady and ugly sis are punished by having to work as maids. But there's a short in the second movie called An Uncommon Romance. Uh-oh, that sounds familiar. As the Tremaines are back to wealth and they're not maids. So wouldn't have reversing time unpetrified the fairy godmother? Yet it did not. We also have no idea what happened to Lucifer at the end of the movie. He just kind of fell in that pit. Never saw him again. Hopefully my boy's okay. Other than that, holy shit. There's not much else to add, or at least I don't want to add anymore. Thank you for joining me. Join me next time where I cover the 25th Disney Direct to DVD, no VHS sequel movie review, The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Beginnings, the final review of this series, a prequel for the finale.
Every week, a spectacular cast, an army of technicians all come together and put on this show.